Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Y-YYC, a show where we get to uncover, discover, and present to you the talent shaping Calgary Urban Identity. In today's episode, we get to meet with the one and only Aleckay.
Yo,
how's it going, fam?
it's going good, man.
Pretty good.
Yeah.
We're gonna jump right into it. Like I usually say in those interviews, just don't want to waste your time in the audience here. Aleckay, how do you come up with the name Aleckay?
The Aleckay name. It all started when you ever seen the movie Madagascar? With like the line like Ben Stiller and shit like that. Yeah. And so basically, his name is Alex in the movie, right? And that's my name.
Yeah.
My name's Alex. And so basically, in the second one, he like goes back home, back to like Africa and shit like that. And he finds out that his real name is Aleckay.
Yeah.
And that he's a beast and that he's a real lion. He's not like some caged animal in the zoo back home when his name is Alex.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I felt like that suited me because I feel like I'm Alex when I'm out and about, you know, living my life, doing normal things, whether I'm out, you know, like at work or hanging with family or, you know, just doing regular stuff that regular people do. I'm Alex. People know me as that.
Yeah.
But then, you know, when I get on stage or I'm on a track or I'm writing a song or I'm doing whatever, you know, anything that's like music related, then like I'm Aleckay. You know, I become that I guess that beast in a sense where it's just like, this is my home. I'm here now. This is me. This is what I'm all about. This is what I'm doing, and I'm Aleckay.
You Aleckay.
Yeah.
It's like the beast is coming out.
Yeah. Well, that that's the way I kind of see myself. You know, when I'm rapping and stuff like that. I have a lot of positive content, but I really like to really push myself when it comes to like creating content and really just trying new things and really just doing what I can to, you know, when it comes to different flows and cadences, and especially my lyricism is one thing that I really try to push boundaries on, and I just feel like, you know, that's kind of something that you know, really sets me apart from everybody else is the fact that you know, I'm just really here to just rip shit up when it comes down to it,
Shit out.
So,
yeah. So like lyricism, you pinpoint lyricism like a lot. Like how did you get into music, and why are you so keen on that? What the lyrics means to you?
Well, honestly, man, like, besides like emotion and connection, lyricism is the thing that I focus on the most. You know what I mean? I always try to write music that, you know, is going to connect with a certain type of person. But like the lyricism, I feel like, because when I was younger, I listened to a lot of artists like Nas, DMX, Eminem, especially. I started rapping because of Eminem. You know, I feel like that's cliche nowadays. Everybody's rapping because of fucking Eminem.
He was good, man.
Yeah,
you can't deny greatness, though.
No, for real.
It moves us to want to be great.
Yeah.
So, no, it makes total sense.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, and it was funny because like when I started listening to hip hop, like before I was like really R&B and pop. I listened to all that kind of music when I was really young. But like the thing I noticed about Eminem is he was able to do things with his words and manipulate his words in ways that I'd never ever heard in my entire life. You know, and like the way he was able to like compound his lyrics and like have like all these rhymes like squashed together, like just lyrics on top of lyrics, and like the way he was able to just ride the beat but still keep the lyricism intact without losing any integrity in that regard. And like that just blew my mind. And like when I heard that first album, I just know like that was what I wanted to do. I just wanted to be like that, you know. So yeah, it just kind of just started like that. So,
but I feel your passion when you speak about that thing, man. You just love it. So, a question that I tend to ask to a lot of our artists here: what's because you named Eminem, but what's the song, if you remember, or album that you heard for the first time and you was like, dude, that's what I want to do. This like it makes me feel.
Yeah, the Marshall Mathers LP.
Marshall,
definitely. There was a song on it that he had. It was called "I'm Back," and the first verse I heard, how does it go? I murder a rhyme one word at a time. You've never heard of a mind as perverted as mine. You better get rid of that nine. Like I was just like, what am I listening to right now? Like, what is this? You know? And like he has another song. The title track of the album is called Marshall Mathers. He starts it off. You might see me walking, you might see me jogging, you might see me walking a dead rock with a dog with his head chopped off with a spiked collar hollering at him because the son of a bitch won't quit barking. Like, who thinks of that? Like, I was just like, what is this, man? I've never heard nothing like that before in my entire life. And like, honestly, like all of his stuff was like that. It was just like this like crazy, like this, I don't even know how to describe this plethora of like lyricism and just flow and cadence and aggression that just like, it spoke to me on so many different levels.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And like, I just wanted to do that, you know? I'm really disconnected from the content that he raps about nowadays because like I've grown a lot since then. But still, like the vibe of it all, is something that I really respond to. Still,
Oh man, that's amazing, man. And that's really what keeps like pushing you now. Like, do you have people that you still look up to for where you like to be?
I don't really listen to Eminem a whole lot anymore. People that I'm listening to a lot right now are Logic. Logic is incredible. He's actually my favorite rapper right now. You can ask anybody that knows me. I'm listening to a lot of Logic right now. He's dope. Who else? Mac Miller's dope. Not the biggest fan of his music. I feel like his music is a little bit, what's the word to describe? It just sounds kind of lazy to me. You know what I mean? I need something that's a little bit more up pace. But he's really talented dude, and I definitely I really enjoy his style and bravado. His confidence. And I'm also listening to a lot of like older music lately, like a lot of like Frank Sinatra, the Mamas and the Papas, Aretha Franklin, Billie Holiday, stuff like that. I really appreciate and respect older music because I feel like there isn't like a whole lot of like studio magic done to the music. You know what I mean? You're getting like the raw talent from the artist. And that's definitely something that I really appreciate about older music. Chuck Berry is incredible. Rest in peace, unfortunately, but so that's kind of what I'm bumping nowadays.
So if you have one album, let's say two, if it's too tough, for our audience, and you would advise them to listen to, what would that be today? Something you discovered?
Let's see. That's a good question, man. I would definitely say Illmatic by Nas. Illmatic by Nas.
I heard that this week.
Yeah. I haven't listened to it in a while. I should listen to it again. But that's definitely one album that you can listen to over and over again. And like I think he was like 17 when he made that. You know what I mean?
And he
like,
takes you back into that time, but then he feels ahead of his time.
He was so ahead of his time, man. He reminds me of Big L in a lot of ways because Big L. You listen to Big L like for real. And back in like the 90s, like early to mid 90s, even a little bit of late 90s there. And you listen to his lyricism, and like honestly, like the shit he was talking about, and like the style in which that he delivered it would still be hot today if you listen to it. You know what I mean? And that he was making that back in the 90s. You know what I mean? So that's definitely Nas, Illmatic. What is it? The Incredible True Story by Logic. Incredible work of art. I haven't listened to his new one yet. I've had people ask me about it. I've heard it was dope, but I've also heard a lot of negative stuff about it. So I don't know. I guess I just gotta listen to it until give my own opinion on it. But
it's dope in the sounding of it.
Have you heard it?
I'm not gonna ruin I'm not dwelling on the negative side because everybody makes their own opinion. But like in the side of it, it's just like I realize that artists nowadays, it's once we know them and then the hype is gone, it's their job. Like it's tough to get something else out of them when they get up there. So the subject is the same, but like he evolved in the sound of it. I personally think so. Dope that you love Logic. All right, we're gonna switch gear a bit. Come back right here in Calgary. What's a day in the life of Aleckay?
Lately, day in the life. I wake up. I usually I wake up, go for my morning run, do my exercises.
What time do you wake up? Like
it depends. If it's a weekday, and I gotta be at work at like 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock, then I'll wake up at 5 so I can get in my exercises and my runs and practice my freestyles and my music and everything like that.
You practice before work?
Yeah, I practice before work, and then I'll go to work. I'll come back around 6 or 7, and then usually if I'm not writing new material, then I'm recording it in the studio and stuff like that. So just always focusing on new music. I'm in a weird place right now where I'm making like all this new music, but I'm not releasing any of it. And I just feel like I want to get better. You know what I mean? And so I've literally recorded probably about like, I don't know, close to like 45 songs in the last few months. You know what I mean? I think I've released like 2 of them, including Blind Spot, the music video. Go check that out.
Please check Blind Spot.
Yeah, just Blind Spot, Aleckay, YouTube, go search it. I don't know what it is. I feel like I just want to get really good at making music. I'm all right now. I don't suck at it anymore like I used to. I sucked at it for the longest time. But I just want to be like great at it. You know what I mean? I want people to be able to listen to it genuinely enjoy it and be able to feel what I'm trying to communicate. You know what I mean? And so I feel like that's the hardest thing to do with making music, is giving that raw, authentic emotion through it, so that people can actually connect with it and feel what you're saying. You know, because a lot of these artists, you know what I mean, that make music, you know, the content is there, you know, the production is there, but then a lot of times you don't believe what they're saying, because they're just missing that emotional aspect, and that's what music is. You know, you got to be able to put in that emotion. You know, so yeah, that's what I'm trying to do at the moment.
Man, I'll be preaching, man.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to Blind Spot in a little bit here. So you keep the music like to yourself, and because you like to get better. But it's different in the music industry now. I feel like a lot of people release music just to release music, and if it works, well, it works. If not, I'm working on the next single just to release like singles. What's your point of view on today's music industry and the system, how it works?
The music industry is completely different today than it was, like, you know, 2015, even 10 years ago. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like 15, 20 years ago, it was like you had to be incredibly good. You had to like play gigs for like 20 years. And then hopefully maybe one day, if you're lucky enough, you'll get signed to a label, you'll get discovered, and then you'll blow up and you'll be rich and famous and all that shit. It's totally different now. The internet has changed the game for everybody. It's literally like leveled the playing field for every artist out there. You know what I mean? Simply because of the fact that you can reach billions of people right at your fingertips. All you need to do, and here's the thing, like, if you know marketing, you understand marketing, and you have good quality music, like, and you know your niche, you know who your audience is, then you can basically make it happen for yourself. If you have that knowledge and you have that expertise about yourself and you have a good product, then dude, you know, all it takes is just some hustle, some elbow grease, and you can make that shit happen. You know, it's not like it was where you just had to play gigs, and, you know, build up your fan base organically, just like going. Don't get me wrong, I'm not saying don't do that. You know, all the artists that are out there, you know, hustling and, you know, doing shows, fucking, that's great. Keep on doing it, you know. But it's totally different now. You know, the internet has changed it for everybody, and so I think that's definitely something that's really cool about the new music industry.
What's your plan on releasing the music once you feel like it's ready to be released? Like, will you go more on an album side of thing or a single?
I don't see myself ever making another physical album, because I feel like that's becoming dead technology at the moment. In my personal opinion, you know, if you have a large enough fan base and you have people that are engaged with what you're doing, then, you know, go for it. If I do an album, it's going to be digital. It'll be released online, like strictly online. I maybe just might get a few copies for like me and a couple of close friends and stuff like that. But yeah, other than that, man, like, I don't know. I'm just like really trying to just hone in on how I really want to sound. I feel like I have a good sound, but it needs to be polished more. You know what I mean? I listen to like artists that are like in Calgary that are like bigger than me. You know, you listen to people like, you know, Cheddar and like Easy Mac, who you had on the show before, and they just have like a nice, polished, pristine, clean sound about them, where it's just like it's coming from that authentic place, and you can tell that they've worked on their craft for years and years, and they just polished it to the point where it's so effortless for them. And that's where I want to get to. You know, that's why I'm just always just writing and recording and just trying to, you know, really just, you know, clean up my sound and make it as good as I can possibly get it. You know,
the hard work, the passion, and Aleckay, ladies and gentlemen, this is fantastic. Okay, quick before we get into our last few questions here. Blind Spot, your latest single, available on YouTube under what, Aleckay, right?
Go check it out.
Go check it out.
Aleckay.
Tell us a bit about Blind Spot. It's mixed, recorded, mastered by Aleckay, right? You're doing all that.
Yeah, that's one of the few songs that I felt like was really, really good. Here's the thing, like, when I'm making music, I feel like most of my songs are garbage, and I feel like that's just me being my own worst critic. You know what I mean? But Blind Spot was the one that I just felt really excited about, really, really proud of when I finished it up. Shout out to 33 Visuals, by the way, for filming and editing that. Like, he killed it. Go check him out too, 33. You know, on Instagram, YouTube, all that. But yeah, anyways, yeah, it was just like I actually released another song before Blind Spot, Perfect World, which I also mixed and mastered and all that stuff. And that was another one of the songs that I was just really, really excited about. And I always know when, like, I want to release it because I feel excited about it. I feel like it's something that, I feel like it's a good project. You know? And yeah, it just felt like, Blind Spot just felt like a good song, you know? It was just about, you know, when I was younger, I was never, like, I had a really poor attitude and poor outlook on things. I was always, you know, getting, nothing, like, serious. Like, I wasn't, like, you know, like, I wasn't like, you know, stabbing nobody or like, you know, doing shit like that or selling drugs. But I was definitely in a spot where I definitely had a lot of negative beliefs about people and about life, and it really just brought me down in a negative place where I felt that I didn't really have no value. I didn't have anything to give to people, and because I felt like, you know, I was worthless and I was a piece of shit, you know, I would act out and I would get into fights at school. I would, you know, I would get suspended. You know, there were a couple times I did get expelled and stuff like that. I dropped out of high school 3 times. Oh, wow. You know what I mean? And like, and like,
what got you out of that? Because I bet a lot of people are going through stuff like that. You know, like the high school, and that's why you say through balance, but it's one of the reason where you like motivate people. Like, okay, well, this is where I've been, where I like. But how did you battle against those times? Because you seem to be doing fantastic now. Or
I don't know, man. I guess it was just a lot of introspective work. You know what I mean? When you're unhappy with your life, you start to realize, well, I don't know if it's everybody, but like I personally just felt like, you know, like I was unhappy. I wasn't, you know, giving my gift the way that I wanted to give it. You know, I wasn't going out there living the way that I wanted to live. And so it was just like, you know, let's just try something different. Let's just switch our thinking up a little bit. You know what I mean? And I don't even know where it came from, to be honest with you. It was just something that just happened naturally, so to speak. You know what I mean? I just changed. I got sick of being depressed. I got sick of, you know, not being happy with, you know, what I was doing with my life and where I was going, because I know that if I kept going that way, that, you know, I would just be a fucking loser, probably sitting in a basement somewhere, smoking weed, popping pills and shit like that, you know, because I was going down that road. I wasn't selling drugs, but I was doing them. You know what I mean? I was like I don't really tell anybody about that, and now everybody fucking knows.
We're getting deep in some of those interviews. A lot of people share, but that's the reason I'm asking this is, it's because it helps other people see, like, dude, like, this guy seems to be doing good. What did he do to get there, right? And again, it's art is shaping Calgary urban identity. Like, so we get to know, you know, the people and where they've been through and where they go in and stuff like that. For Blind Spot, like, I have a few more questions. Video by 33 Visual.
That's right. Big ups.
How did the video come about? Because out of the projects coming out of Calgary, this video is crisp.
Thank you. Yeah. Well, the video was originally supposed to have like a storyline to it. Like I was supposed to like tell a story of me, like kind of like going through like the day-to-day life of me just having like this negative outlook and therefore having a negative life because of it. It was funny because we shot like a bunch of scenes for this story, and it ended up coming out like super cheesy. You know what I mean? Yeah, we had like all these scenes planned out that we were gonna do, and when we filmed them all, we were just like, no, this isn't working. And so I basically just let him do his thing. You know what I mean? Because he
33. Yeah,
he has a great way of just like capturing artists and like just just capturing their essence and who they are and just making it look really good. And so when my shit like real super cheesy, I was like, okay, you know, I'm just gonna let you do your thing. You know, run loose, do it up. And so we just went down there. We found a dope location, you know, and we just made it happen. I just let him take full control. You know what I mean? And it just turned out great. Yeah, it turned out great, phenomenal, man. Yeah, one of my best videos, I feel. So,
and like I was saying before the interview, people are just getting better, because this video is like sick. I can't wait for the next video.
You know, everyone in Calgary is improving. Like, shout out to everybody. Everybody, you know, all the artists in Calgary doing their thing, man. Like, I see you guys always just growing and improving, and so just keep it up. You guys are killing it, man. Like, you know, you look at somebody like a Fox is a great example. You know, you look at their
wait to have them here.
They're great, man.
Jerome, our first guest, said the exact same thing.
No, they're great. They're great, man. All of them. Yeah, like I remember seeing their videos a few years back, and like seeing the videos then compared to now, and how far they've grown as artists and as individuals as well. It's phenomenal, man. Yeah, man. I know who else. Rubik's is doing his thing. You know, Twizzy's been out there. You know, Twizzy's been putting out some nice music videos lately. You know, and man.
It seems like a lot of them are done by 33 Visual.
Yeah, he's out there. True Knot is a good one too, man. You look at True Knot, he's really doing his thing. He's out there. He's got a lot of shit popping off too, man. So big ups to True Knot.
Man, that's fantastic. That leads us to our last question right there. Why Y-YYC? Why Calgary? Why should people pay attention to what's going on here?
That's a good question. So, I feel like Calgary today has come so far in the last 2 to 3 years then then I don't know how long the scene or how long we've had a scene here. Probably about maybe 5 or 6 years because of 10 at 10. They started back in 2011. But I would say in these last 2 to 3 years, especially, we've seen more growth and more contribution from all these different artists than in the combined 6, 7, 8 years that we've even had a scene. You know what I mean? And I can't wait to see where we're gonna be in the next 2 to 3, 5, 10 years down the road from now. You know what I mean? I don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know who's gonna be really pulling us up and raising the bar, raising the standard for us all. But I think there's a lot of room for improvement, and I think people are really taking that to heart. And we're growing. We're doing more. We're becoming more. We're defining our sound. You know what I mean? I feel like Calgary's still in the process of doing that.
Yeah.
But I feel like we're definitely on a good path. And as long as everybody just keeps putting in the work and doing their thing and growing as artists and individuals, then there's no telling where we can be in the future. So. Yeah.
All right, great answer. All right, one more thing. Can you leave our audience with 2 things? My first time doing this, but the first thing will be, can you give us a couple bars?
Bars.
And
I'm gonna go high in the stars. You know what it is, man. I don't mean to cause no harm. Got this tattoo on my arm. You know I do it. I got variety. Chilling right here with Y-YYC. Telly. You my homie, man. We about to kill like a felony. What you telling me? I know I do this fluently, beautifully, man. I got more rhymes in my head than a motherfucking USB. Best believe I'll be killing it, feeling it, man. I really gotta do this shit. Oh, what the fuck was that? I don't even know. I'm no more than stable. Looking at this black car, chilling at the table. Man, I gotta do it, and I know I really got it up, chilling right here with this nice ass coffee mug.
Whoa! Just freestyle, man. One of the freestyle king out here in Calgary. Thank you so much, Aleckay. Can you give the audience where they can catch you, reach out?
Yeah, just Aleckay on everything. Aleckay403 on Instagram, Aleckay on YouTube, Aleckay on Facebook. I don't really fuck with Twitter, but I'm on Twitter too, so I don't know. Go follow me on Twitter. But yeah.
Nice. Thank you very much, guys. This was episode 4 of Y-YYC with the one and only Aleckay. Feel free to check the video again on YouTube or our website, yycrecords.com. Much love. See you soon.